The most popular caravan of 2025. Let's take a re-look at the Willerby Ellerton. These have been selling like hotcakes. In fact, on our site alone, I think there's been at least 10 sales. But not only that, across the country, across Dean, there have been hundreds and hundreds of sales of the Willerby Ellerton. So let's take another look inside and see what makes these the most popular caravan on site in 2025. So I think the key thing to understand is why these are so popular and why so many people have bought them is simply the price. You can own a brand new caravan for £29,995 or just £299 a month with a £6,000 deposit. Now they don't have front opening doors, but they are clean, they are fresh. It is a nice looking caravan. So let's dive inside and take a proper neb around. As you're aware, we have been in this caravan before. In fact, this video, the video that I previously did on this caravan, has had over 100,000 views. It has proved the most popular video on my channel by far, and likewise it has proved the most popular caravan of 2025. So let's have a look why. Now I think what you can say as you watch me just scanning around, this is quite a stylish, fresh looking caravan. Now the first time I came in here, I wasn't, if I'm honest, that overly impressed with it. However, it's beginning to grow on me. The more I sort of look at it, every time I come in here, I think, actually, this is great. The more caravans I look at, and I do find myself thinking this is better and better. And the reason why is because of just how fresh it looks and the price point. So as I was saying, I've begun to really like this caravan. I think the reason being is it comes down to what you're getting for your money for a brand new caravan. And it is sleek, it is stylish, it does look nice. I know in the previous video that I've done on this, it's really like Marmite. Some people have slated this caravan, some people quite like it. So let's have a look. As you walk in through the door, look, you're greeted by a radiator and this nice greeny coloured, olive coloured wall with coat hangers. It's nice, it's fresh, it's clean, right? And we all love a feature wall, don't we? Then we pan round. There's no doors going down the hallway, it's just a straight hallway straight down. Then we pan around and we've got the kitchen. Yes, it might be basic, but it's quite stylish. Look, we've got a good extractor fan. And that's entertainment outside. He's meant to be working on the gate and for some reason he feels the need to get in on the video. And look over there. We have some owners talking to the new sales manager and the new sales guy. Now, previously I was trying to lock them out of the site, messing around and telling them they're not coming in. Don't let this riff raff in. We'll have none of it.
Not allowed.
Go back to Faircroft. Back to Faircroft. They're not allowed on this site. Right, anyway, so we have a black cooker. We've got these lovely wooden cupboards. And look, I do like the fact that they've got a little gap so children are not going to trap their fingers when shutting the doors. Same with the drawers. I call that a drawer, didn't I? I mean a cupboard, right? But they're on the drawers, they're on the cupboards. We've got this space here for a microwave, and we've got space for 4 bottles of wine. We've got a roller blind above the window, which I think is beneficial and much better than the metal blinds, which tend to get bent out of place. We've got a large window so we can open it up and let plenty of fresh air in. Might help with the smell of cooking. The sink, it's a bit of a standard old sink, but it serves a purpose. Plenty of space underneath. Yep, lots of space dotted around. Then we've got this nice big black Hoover fridge freezer. It's even got an app that you can download. God knows what that does. Does it tell you what's left in your fridge? And if so, how does it remember? And again, look, we've got this nice groove here for opening. So, you know, good standard, brand new, clean fridge freezer. And you've got a cool space. Marvellous. Then we've got this huge L-shaped sofa. And obviously a new carpet. Now, under here, I'm presuming, yep, you've got a sofa bed. That pulls out into a bedroom so you can have a bed in here. Then if we sit on these sofas, right, now, they're quite thick foam of these, nice and solid. So, there's no chance that your bum's going to start aching. Now look, you've got a radiator there next to the TV cabinet. You can get a relatively large TV on there. I'm going to guess at least a 48-incher. Up in the top corner there, we've got a thermostat so you can regulate the temperature of your Caravan with ease. Sadly, you don't get that in a lot of Caravans. And then we've got this wooden dining table with buffet at the end. Now, I like that. The only drawback, I think, is with the wooden benches, your bum's going to go numb on it fairly quick. So if you just sat on it having your breakfast in the morning, it's absolutely fine. If you sat there on an evening with a few friends having a beer, then you might need a cushion on there. Then if we look up, we've got some nice curtains and solid steel curtain poles, big windows. The downside is that obviously you ain't got front opening doors, but you have got a Caravan for 30 grand, right? And we have in the corner a plug socket with USB, which means you can sit there on the sofa with your phone plugged in, watching football, watching YouTube, playing games on your phone, and you don't even have to talk to the wife. Result. Right, let's come down here. The first door we come to is a big cupboard where there's a boiler. And it says there, no fan in the boiler. So clearly this needs sorting before anyone buys it or it's sighted. Right, not an issue, they will sort that out. And then we come in here and we've got this large shower. It's very, very, very big. And if you look at that, I mean, obviously it's all taped up because it's brand new, it's not installed anywhere. You're going to be able to fit someone over 6 foot in that shower with plenty of space around them. And we've got this olive feature wall at the back with the fabric blind. The radiator, there's no toilet in here, look. But there is a sink, wooden backboard and a mirror. It's sounding like my wife. My wife says mirror. She's posher than most. Right, and then we come in here and we've got a toilet with a olive green backboard and people are coming in. I'll pause it. Cushions there. I suppose for some people it's not a major issue, is it? It's ideal for the little ones. Again, we've got this olive looking feature wall. We've got these nice wooden wardrobes. I'm presuming if you were to buy this, this is just a show one, they do bring one off site, and I imagine they'd put a new mirror on there. Now I should point out that there's about 10 people on site that have got this very same Caravan now. Now look, here's the master bedroom. Right, obviously with it being a 3 bed, there's not as much space. I'm not going to jump in, but look, you've got at the side of the bed, you've got 2 sets of plug sockets with USB sockets, so plenty of space for you to charge your phone while you're in bed. You've got a little buffet over this side where you can sit and do your hair, your makeup, your whatever you might need to do in front of that mirror. And then you've got a large wardrobe that's suitable for all your clothing. I mean, you might look at it and you think, well, it's not massive shape, but this is the sort of caravan that you get if you're coming for weekends, or you're using it as just a holiday weekend resort. Not the type of one that you might spend an extended amount of time. Right, so again, children's bedroom. We've got plenty of plug sockets, USB plugs, and we've got a big-ish wardrobe and a mirror. Now sadly there is a crack in this mirror, but like I say, you probably won't buy this one. This is just a show one that you probably had far too many people poking around in it. So that's another quick look around the Willerby Ellerton. This is the most popular caravan of 2025, and it is easy to see why, because it's the price. I mean, you'll see a lot of caravans around site that are like 22, 25, 27,000, right? And they might be 10 years old, which means in reality, you've probably only got 10 years left on park. But this caravan is 29,995. And I've been told that this caravan on other sites ranges anywhere between 35,000, and I have seen it as high as £50,000. It seems to be our site and only select sites that can sell it as cheap as 29,995, which is amazing. So like I say, it comes down to the price. Now, this to me makes the perfect caravan for somebody with a fairly young family. They've got a few kids that's going to come down most weekends, or for somebody looking to basically have a caravan they can use for themselves, but also rent it out when they're not using it so that they can cover the costs of the caravan. Because it's new, you'll be able to rent it through park for, I believe, 6 years. But even after that, you can rent it privately or through other sites for a lot longer, therefore helping to cover some of the costs. It's not a caravan I'd want to be in if I were planning on spending extended periods of time. So if you're retired and say like you're thinking of like going down for a month or 2 months at a time, this probably isn't for you, because it simply does not have the storage, especially not in the 3-bed, unless you use one of the bedrooms as a storeroom. But like I say, for people at a weekend, young families, this is absolutely perfect. And for the money, you can see why it's the most popular caravan of the year. Now, if you want, check out my review I did of it previously right here. And I'll see you down the club.